Function is useful in JavaScript, and it's even fundamental in all programming language. And function is handy, it's helpful, and it's magic. No, but what is function? A JavaScript function is a block of code designed to perform a particular task or calculate a value. And to simplify more, it's just a set of statements or a procedure. And one of the main advantages to use function in JavaScript is that you can define the code once and then use the same code as many times as you want. You write the statements once, you give it a name, and when you need it, you just call it. Okay, but how to create a function? At first, function is defined using function keyword, followed by a name of your choice, followed by parentheses, and inside those parentheses, it may include parameter names separated by commas. Okay, but sometimes it may not include those parameters. It's optional. And then after the pair of parentheses, you have a pair of curly brackets. And inside those curly brackets, you have your statements or your line of code. Okay, let's see an example. You have the function keyword, then you put the name of your choice, it will be the name of the function. After you put the pair of parentheses, and then a pair of curly brackets, and within those curly brackets, you write your line of code. Okay, now let's see some real example. Here is Visual Studio Code. Here is a console of Google Chrome. Okay, so let's write a function. So I start with the word function, then the name of the function, then a pair of parentheses, then a pair of curly brackets. Okay, inside the function, I want this function to display something inside the console. So to do this, I can write console.log and a pair of parentheses, and I want to be displayed the weather is great. Okay, so the function is okay, but we cannot see the result inside the console. Why? Because we didn't call it. And to do this, we just have to write weather, a pair of parentheses, and now we can see the result inside the console. Okay, and we have written the code one time, but we can call it as many times as we want. So let's call it a second time, and we can see the result a second time. This is already cool, but this can be more exciting. And for this, we have to add parameters. Okay, so let's remove this. Inside the function, as I told you, we can put parameters there. So let's put one parameter. You can give the name you want. Okay, the parameter is just something like a variable. Okay, so inside the function, I want to be written the weather is plus these parameters. So I just write the parameters. Okay, and now when I call the function, inside the parentheses, I had something called an argument, and is a value of the parameters. So the argument there is blue. Okay, between those. Okay. So the argument is blue. You have to make the difference. When you put the description, this is called a parameter. Okay, and when you call the function, inside you don't put parameter, you put argument. Okay, make the difference. Parameters when in the description, and when you call it, it's an argument. All right. Okay, so now the argument is blue, so that in the console we can see the weather is blue. And now let's call it another time. So I do a second line, and I put something like another color. Okay, I just change the color, and now the result is always the weather is plus the new color I put. Okay, and now let's remove this. Okay, now let's add another parameter and see what's happened. So color, and then let's create another parameter. It's object, and then we can add the object there, and it's take your plus, and then we can put the parameter there. Okay, so now I have okay, let's put a space after blue. The weather is blue, take your undefined. It's right, undefined, because there are two parameters but only one argument, and you know the parameters, it's like variable. So in JavaScript, when you have a variable in all JavaScript, and when it's not defined in the console, you will always see undefined. Okay, and now let's put another argument. This time is sunglasses. Okay, and now the weather is blue, take your sunglasses. Okay, so now let's do another line like this. Okay, and now if I want to use another time the function, I can only change the value. Maybe this time I put gray, and this time I put umbrella, and now you have the result. The weather is gray, take your umbrella. Now let's do another function. So I remove this, and let's write another function. This time I call it calcul. Okay, and I put two parameters, a and b. I put curly brackets, and I want to display inside the console. So I do console log, and I want to display the result of maybe a times b. Okay, now let's call the function. So it's calcul, and now I have to put two arguments, and I put, let's for instance 3 times 2 result. Okay, and I see the result there. Okay, now let's do another line, and now I can only change maybe not 3 by 2, 3 by 3, and now I can see the result 9, and then 4 by 2, 8. Okay, you see now the function is written once, but I can use it as many times as I want. Okay, I hope you have a better understanding of the function now, and please subscribe, and please push the like button if this video helps you. And you can see in my channel there are other videos on JavaScript and also HTML and CSS and many things about web dev, so please go and check it, and see you later, my friends.